be fun. So wow, we got some people on here too. So let's see. And we're gonna check. Okay, looks like we're live. How's everybody doing tonight? I see we got quite a few people in the house tonight. Looking at a little lock and load tactical, a little heroes of the bitter harvest, and what? Oh, we are live. I was just hearing myself. I was like, "What's
Yep,
going on?"
yep.
Okay.
We are actually live.
Oh my God, what's wrong with me? No. So what better way to enjoy this absolutely wonderful new module that's coming out by having the designer himself on and let's playing a scenario. So I want to welcome Devin. Devin.
Hello.
So Devin, if you guys don't know, which most of you probably do, but Devin, the OG, is one of the designers, is the designer of this module. And David Heath was nice enough to send me a production copy, and I'm like, this is cool. And so I was like, hey Devin, let's play. Or Devin said, hey Tony, let's play. And so either way, somehow we got it. And tonight's we got a Friday night fight going on. So we are in the steeps of Russia because we're on our way to Stalingrad. So we should be in the steeps if I remember right.
Yep.
And we've got a battle going on. I'm going to take the dreaded Germans for this module, for this scenario, and I'll go through the scenario here in a minute. But Devin, since I've got you on and while I'm finishing up my setup, why don't you kind of talk about some things? And people have probably heard it, but you can give the speech, the 30-second speech, if you really want to, on what's some cool things about this module.
I don't know. I'm just kind of the. Here's the dirty truth. I'm just kind of the face of it. I didn't actually design this. We had an AI design this. Oh no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Or am I? No. Heroes of the Bitter Harvest is the latest lock and load tactical module that we designed for the lock and load tactical system. This covers the 1942 summer offensive that the Germans launched from Army Group B against the southern lines of the Soviet forces. The original idea was for the Germans to drive onto the very precious Baku oil fields. That was way to the southeast. Most people think that, oh, they were just trying to drive onto Stalingrad. Stalingrad wasn't even one of the priority targets when the offensive first launched. However, Russia being very large and not having much in the way of roads or anything like that, the Germans kind of overestimated their capabilities and overestimated their logistics lines, realized they were never going to make the Baku oil fields, and about halfway through the campaign decided to shift the main axis of attack from Army Group B driving southeast to, all right, well, we can't take the Baku oil fields. Let's go ahead and attack Stalingrad because that's along the Volga River. And if we capture Stalingrad, well, not only is it Stalin's namesake city, it's running across the Volga River, which the Baku oil field shipments had to travel up anyways. So again, Germany overestimating what they could actually do and then having to pivot on at the last second. So yeah, this covers the 3-month campaign over hundreds and hundreds of square kilometers, and it's the steppes of southern Russia. It's a bunch of fields. It's a bunch of fields, and it's more fields, a little bit of woods, the occasional big city, tiny little hamlets and villages, and yeah, lots of more fields.
Well, sounds good. Yeah, I know. I'm like going, wow, there's a lot of openness on this terrain and map. And so let's talk about the scenario. So the scenario that you chose, and you told me before we got up that you actually recommend this for new players if you haven't got into the system. That this would be a good one because a lot of it's intro, or it's kind of an intro and things like that. It's a good scenario to get started with. It's all infantry. That's what I'm trying to say. It's all infantry. And so this is a scenario. The only odd side of this is it's a night scenario. So Devin tries to throw a curveball at me. I'm eating dinner. He's like, "Oh, by the way, it's a night scenario, so you may want to review the rules." Nice thing about nice scenarios in Lock and Load Tactical, it's pretty basic. It's pretty simple and
Yeah,
not
there's
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 not too
not
much.
much. There's
Yeah,
not much to the night rules. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. And so, by the way, I'm getting like a bunch of people texting me at the same time. So this is really good. So I'm like a little scatterbrained. But the scenario is September 3rd, 1942. And if you've never seen the books, they have a scenario, a little kind of snippet about it. So I'm going to go ahead and read that. So September 1st saw the capture of the village of, and I'm going to blow this out of the Kulakuhuta. It's about as close as I'm probably going to get it. By the 16th Division Motorized. This would mark the furthest peace captured territory from Berlin of the German army in Russia in World War II. 600 kilometers or 2,600 kilometers from Berlin as the crows flies. Recon units would range as far as the railway at Kazelar, but would no
Don't
further
don't don't feel bad about pronouncing the names. Like I designed it and I can't pronounce half the names either.
But no further captured territories captured. However, water was very scarce in the steppe region and could not support full division. Individual companies were deployed, scattered throughout the isolated positions. Opposing them was the 34th Guards Rifle Division, which is quite crazy with that. And both sides would conduct raids on each other instead of any real set battle. So what we're looking for is we've got a little a battle here, and it's gonna go from place to place. So um, basically, Devin's being the guards, and I'm going to try to stop him. So it's been good. So, real quick, I have some people I want to say hi to in here. Everybody that's joined, I appreciate and want to say hi. We have Hexy, Jester's here, Lower Slower Board Games, Tim Zales, Nerd Workshop. The OG is here.
Wait, that guy owes me money.
Yeah, Ron Belcher, Johnny Rogan, Mingo, which is actually a co-teacher of mine. I work with him. He jumped on. Thanks for coming on, Austin. Mr. Never Been to Europe, and David Heath is here. I can't believe. Oh, we got David here. Now we've got to behave. Man.
Yeah, now we got to behave. I got to be on my best behavior for the boss.
So, okay, so basically, Devin's going to come on from the east side of the map. It's with the Knights. It's only 2 hexes. The Soviets get the initiative. And I'm kind of all set up as I'm going to be right now. I just don't know where else to put things. There's no good hiding spots on this map. So let's go ahead and Devin, you want to get started on this? And,
well, actually, one thing I did want to touch on, it looks like it's a very open terrain because, well, wheat fields. But if you take a look, there's a lot of brush hexes on these maps as well. And brush hexes are like G4, G5 on map 82, F1, E1. Those are degrading terrain, and you run into 2 degrading terrains, and well, that blocks line of sight. So it looks like it's wide open, and occasionally it really is, but it really is very messy. Yeah, lots of wheat fields. Wheat fields, they're obscuring as well. The one thing I like about wheat fields is that if you're moving through the wheat fields and you get op fired on, the wheat fields actually cancel the penalty actually the modifier that the attacker gets for firing at a moving unit. So wheat fields, stick to the wheat fields if you're moving infantry, and if you get shot at, then you don't take that -1 penalty for moving in the open, technically. So, but yeah, then the brush, it's kind of a messy battlefield. You've got all these light wood areas. You've got a bunch of single story buildings around here, and I just want to say, Tony, if you can zoom in really close to one of the buildings or something. Mark Van Marshall, who's been doing maps for us forever, just does a phenomenal job. And some of the details that he puts into the building, well, the detail he puts into everything is just phenomenal. It's like, looking at that one right there, you can see there's a barrel in the front, and there's little
extra
plants
wood
around.
pieces, on the side. Yeah.
Yeah, so Mark does an absolutely phenomenal job. There's on one of the city maps for this, he's got a bunch of debris that he left on one of the buildings, and I won't say what it is, but I'll let people see if they can find it, and that's really cool.
Nice,
So,
nice.
so yeah,
So,
I always have to praise Mark's abilities to
oh,
just.
I've always enjoyed the maps. I
Oh
think
yeah.
it's one of those things that really sets other tactical games that's different is the maps. You guys just do such good maps over there at Lock and Load, and it makes them more fun to play. I mean, it
Oh,
really
definitely,
does. It does.
definitely,
So
definitely.
now there is
It.
one thing that we did forget to talk about:
What's that?
the victory conditions.
Victory conditions. Oh,
No, I
why do
play the
we
game
need
to play
to?
the game. You know,
Exactly. We don't need to worry about victory. Just run out there
it's
and
a
shoot at
victory.
each
It's
other.
a victory point thing. Just to let you guys know real quick, and the buildings are an individual victory point, and we'll if we get to the end and when we get to the end, we'll see how it goes. I don't know how this is going to work out, and hey, let's just go ahead and start shooting and let's get going. So
Well, I guess that's my cue to start bringing on
that's yep,
troops then. All
that's you.
righty. So let's go ahead. I think what we're going to do is we're going to start by bringing this guy on here. So 1, 2, 3, and if I move one more, I will be in line of sight. So let's go. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it anyways.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and outfire then. We're gonna get right into it. So might as well. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna fire from this group right here. So I have two. Um, Now, the one thing I thought, and I think I'm correct. So if I do something wrong, please let me know because I want to do this
What?
correctly.
You want me
Yeah.
to correct you when you're wrong so all the fans can know what the actual rule
So
sets are? That's
oh
just
man.
silly. Oh,
Since it's a one that I'm paired with, it's halved, but it's a one, so it's rounded up, correct? So it's actually
okay, so yeah, what
yeah.
what Tony's talking about is when you calculate the fire for a stack of units, the first unit, or it doesn't even have to be the first unit, whatever unit you want to identify as the primary unit, they fire at full strength. Every other unit that's stacked with them fires at half strength, unless you're American riflemen, but they have a special rule that's all their own thing because since most nationalities in World War II used bolt action rifles, the US used semi automatic rifles, they could actually pour out a higher rate of fire. Germans, Soviets, Japanese, British, for the most part, they all use bolt action rifles. So the primary unit fires at full firepower. The second, any other units after that fire at half. So technically, this is 1.5 firepower, but you always round up anyways. So you're looking at 2
Two.
firepower. Now,
Oh,
this is a little tactical thing I like to pass on to everybody. A lot of people, when they play tactical games, stacking limit is 3 in squad leader and ATS and virtually every other tactical system out there. You want to put as many troops into the hex as possible. Lock and load tactical, having 3 guys in the hex really doesn't do much for you unless each one of them has a support weapon because it basically, and again, unless they're US riflemen, they basically 3 units at firepower 1 have the exact same firepower as 2 units at firepower 1.
mhm.
So that's something a lot of people overlook, and sometimes having a third squad, unless you really, really want to hold on to that hex for melee purposes or anything like that, doesn't really do you that much benefit. So just a little tactical advice to pass on. So yes, normally you would be looking at 1.5, but it's rounded up to 2. So you've got 2 firepower.
And my die roll. Oh,
Oh,
what
hang
happened
on.
there?
We got to figure out your modifiers.
Oh, that's right.
I am moving,
Okay,
so
so
that gives you a +1.
I'm at 3.
And really, honestly, that's going to be the only
Yeah,
modifiers
yeah.
because
So
I am not in any type of terrain that gives me any defense. I'm. Oh, hold on. This is night. There's one thing I do need to check for the modifier for the night. That's the OFT. Don't need the OFT. We need the DFT. Firing during night at a unit marked fired that is not within 2 hexes, yada, 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 or with thermal. Okay. Skill related. Oh, okay. I guess there is no other modifiers.
nope,
Target units
just
adjacent, fired ordnance, moved, mounted, boat, mounted. Yeah. So you're looking at a 3. I'm looking at a 0.
Okay.
So
I think I hit the one like
just hit the
little
1. That'll roll 1 dice. So you rolled a 3. So you got a total of 6.
which
And
is not what I wanted.
it's still pretty good because I'm just looking at a straight up 1
Oh
dice
yeah.
roll. Oh, I got a 6 as well. So since your modified dice roll was a 6 and my modified dice roll is 6, they're both the same. It's no effect.
So I'm fired. No effect on this one. Repack. And so I'm fired. So I guess it would be you're done with that activation. Come on.
Yeah, because I moved my 4 hexes. So that's it for me. And you opt fired, so it actually flips over to your impulse now.
Yep. No. And I'm gonna pass.
Really?
Yep.
See, that's the one thing that you kind of have an edge over most other people that I play. You've played a lot of ATS, which uses an impulse system as well, so you know how to work the impulse and
Impulses.
passing
Yep.
when you need to.
When your defense, passing is a good thing half the time.
Yeah,
Until
that is the other thing, is that on defense, yeah, you're going to pass most of the time unless you're really moving into position or something like. All right, so we're going to activate Lieutenant Zima and his 2 units with him. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to sneak right up to you like that for 6.
sounds like a good idea.
Now, I will point out. Let's take a look at the Soviet unit real quick. I've got a red movement value, and if you'll notice, and this is something I should have pointed out earlier, these German units are not your standard German units. Most German units are 164s and don't have the red box around the movement. These are actually motorcycle troops, and as kind of Tony was describing with the scenario, it was mostly the Reconnaissance Battalion that was in this area because due to the lack of water, Reconnaissance Battalion was the only unit that had the transportation to be able to transport water to all its outlying units. So these are dismounted motorcycle infantry that we're fighting with, but that's just background. The red around the movement means I can assault fire, which means I can move half my movement and still fire. However, to get up to this point, I had to move beyond. And since 1, 2, 3, N3 would have been the hex that I could have stopped at to do an assault fire, but it was outside of the range of my my guards that are carrying around Pepeshaws that have a range 2.
Mo says it's angry movement.
Angry move, yes, that is a very good way to put it. One other thing about the Soviets, about the guard units, you'll notice this black border around the range of 2. I can actually fire at extended range, but that reduces my firepower to half, and so I could shoot out to double range, which is 4 hexes. But technically, if I'd have fired from N3, it would have been half to 1, and then it would have it wouldn't have even been worth it to me shooting at you because you're in the foxholes, you're in the wheat fields, it's nighttime, all that other good stuff. So I could have assault moved to N3 and shot at you at extreme range, but I probably wouldn't have done anything. And I just think it's better for me to get more up into position next turn. Yes, hopefully I will win initiative, because if I don't, you're going to blast me in the face at point blank range.
And get some good modifiers on that,
And
hopefully
get some
not
good
roll
modifiers.
just a 4. Yeah. So.
All right, so that's my impulse.
Yep. Pass again.
Pass again. Yep. Not a big surprise. Actually, kind of expected. So we got 1, 2, and then we're going to sneak him into this brush for 3, 4.
Okay. Pass again.
Uh-huh. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Okay, so now, yep, you moved over. So that's all his pieces. So now I know where he's coming from. So
Yep.
I can adjust as need be at this point. So I was wondering if that's where you're going to head after I set up. I'm like, I think he's going to go.
Well, it's one of 2 options: hit one of the flanks or spread out all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like spreading out all over the place.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and take these guys out from the foxholes.
Okay, I got to step AFK real quick, but I will be right back.
So, yep, a repack. Oh, repack. There we go. So I'm going to take these guys, and they are going to um, move. I got 4 movement points. Okay. And so I'm just going to start moving my troops south. He's all done, so there's nothing he can really do. Okay, brush is still only 1. Okay, so brush is 1. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I'm going to mark him moved as well on this case. Okay. So that guy's this guy's done here. Okay, let's go ahead. We're gonna move these guys.
All right, I'm back.
Let's see. Well, there's not much you could have done anyway. So
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I could
yeah,
have op fired or
yeah,
reacted in any way. So, yeah, it's just basically you shifting all your troops the direction you want to. Yes, bring them
so
out
this will
to
be
those
2, 3, and I can't. Do you get an extra movement point for a leader? I can never remember.
Leaders give a bonus of 2 movement points.
Okay, 2 movement points. Okay.
Yes.
That's okay. So then I can move into there. Cool. Restack. Okay. And I know I have more than 3 in here, but 1's a leader, so that does not.
Yeah,
count.
leaders. You can technically you're only supposed to have. I think the stacking limit is 5 single man counters.
I didn't realize I had an extra guy there. So there we go. We're good. Now we're good. So he's moved. And let's see. I think I'm going to keep everybody else where they are, and I think I'm just gonna pass and pass, so we end up the turn at that point. I don't.
Yep.
Kind of like where everybody's at, because I can still. I mean, yeah, I don't want to move everybody down there, but I want to get some people down there. So.
Yep.
So now, is there an easy way to go on to
remove all the counters like there is in Vassal? No,
Yep.
unfortunately
No.
not.
Okay.
Nobody's come up with a script for that yet. So fortunately, a small game like this.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Yep. Definitely.
Yep.
So. Okay.
Taking a look at the comments, keeping up on the comments.
Yep. Like I said, Mingo's he's a friend of mine. I teach with him. He's a math teacher, so he'll make fun of me if my math goes wrong on Monday when we get back to school.
Trust me, I mess up the math on this. I literally have to play with a pad of paper and a pencil next to me, because I have to write down every time somebody shoots. I have to write down what it is with the modifier, because I'll forget. It literally it's a matter of 2 seconds from rolling 1 dice for the attacker or another, or even sometimes when I roll both dice together when I'm playing at the table, it's like, all right, what were the modifiers again? Damn it. And I have to go back and count up the so yeah, no, I literally have a pad of paper here next to me so I can write that stuff down, because numbers are hard. All right, so yeah, basically we're stepping into turn 2. Now we have to roll initiative. So you gets initiative, and we both roll 1 dice for that. I got a 6.
You got a 6, and I get a 6 as well.
You got a 6 as well. So, since we both tied, whoever had initiative last time retains initiative. If both players roll the exact same, so I get initiative this time.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. No,
well, of course not. I know that's not what.
So basically, when you rolled a 6, you were guaranteed it because you had it previously.
Correct. Okay. If you had initiative in the previous turn and you roll a 6, you're guaranteed of keeping initiative. The only time that wouldn't happen is if you're playing the British and Falklands, because the British No, it's who
Nope.
is it gets the +1? There's the Argentinian Commandos. I think
Yes.
the Argentinian Commandos get a +1 on
I
their
think I remember you're
initiative.
right on that one. Yeah. Yep. So
There are always exceptions to the rules. Make sure you read your module and scenario
yep.
notes for things like that. Again, like the U.S. riflemen never suffer the half firepower penalty when they're stacked. Always got to pay attention to that. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab Lieutenant Zima, and we're going to do something that I've been doing a hell of a lot here when I've been playtesting for Ralph's Heroes of Grenada. We're going to go ahead and jump into melee.
Hey, might as well get started.
Yep. Yep. All right. So basically, how melee works, let's go ahead and kind of separate out our units so we can you kind of basically have to line up your units when you're doing melee. So melee, instead of rolling, each player rolling a dice and comparing the difference, it's actually odds based. And Tony, you're familiar with how close combat works in ATS?
Yes, I
Very
am.
similar to that. So since
Yep.
I'm attacking, I have 2 units. Now I can't use the 14.5 PTRS because it's an anti-tank rifle and just too unwieldy to use in combat.
Oh, come on. You don't come on. You want to fire an anti-tank at me? I want to
Well,
see that happen.
it's a 14. It can be used as a very large sniper rifle, and the Soviets did do that. However, for game terms, it doesn't have a melee value. There are support weapons that, under the firepower, have an M in the upper script of it. That's a melee eligible support weapon. I don't think you've got an MG42 in this stack. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the MG42 cannot be used in melee because it does not have that melee upper script. There's not actually a lot of machine guns that have that. Why that is, you're going to have to talk to Mark Walker or Jeff Lewis, my predecessor. That was a decision that was made before I came in. But anyways, the way close combat works is I take each of my units and decide how I'm going to line them up against the opponent. So now I could take both of my guys and go after one unit, and it basically comes down to an odds ratio. I've got 4 points to his 1. It would be a 4-to-1. Let's see if I can find the player aid that has the, oh, well, you wouldn't be able to see that because you're not looking at my screen. Tony, if you want to go to the player aid cards in the upper left-hand corner of the board.
Oh, yeah.
And let me go to get to the, up. Here it is. Zoom in on.
Okay, is it, oh, wait, hold on. Upper left-hand side. That's the other side.
Yeah.
There we go. I got it. Yep, got it.
Go ahead. If you just want to hit Alt, that's
Yep, got it.
another. Yep. So it pops it up on screen. You will see that the odds ratio is right there. And the cool thing is, part of the player aid cards, if you're bad at fractions, like I am, and you can't figure out, well, it's a 7 to a 4. What odds are that? We give you the odds probability table right there, and it tells you exactly what it is, and it's even color coded. So, like if it was a 7 to a 4. It's, what is that? It's a 2-to-1 and it's a light green. You go right down below, you look to the 2-to-1 column, the light green, it's a 6. So basically it's an odds ratio. If I were to go with the 2 guys like I have to yours, it would be a 4-to-1 odd. And you just basically look at it. I would need a 4 or more on 2 6-sided dice. Now, since I've got a leader that's in there helping, that actually adds 1 to my dice roll as well. So it would be a 4-to-1 with the +1, so I'd need a 3. However, I'm not going to do that because I would rather just, kill you flat out straight up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have each one of my squads attack one of your squads.
Okay.
And I can only use the leader modifier on one of those attacks. So honestly, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to just assign it to the first one. So we're looking at 2-to-1 odds with a leader modifier and a 2-to-1 odds. So 2-to-1 odds, according to the chart, is I need a 6 or better. Actually, the first one's going to be a 5. Now, this is going to be on 2 dice. So we're going to roll the first attack first at 2 dice. So I need a 5 with the first one or more. I got a 4. Great. Wonderful. Of course. The second attack is going to be a 2-to-1. So I need a 6 or more. Okay. So I did kill one of your squads.
Okay.
The thing is, now you get to return attacks against me.
Mm-hmm.
And casualties have not taken place yet.
Yeah,
so
it's
what
simultaneous.
It's simultaneous, exactly. So you can now return attacks as they are at 1 to 2 odds, or you can stack up both of your guys against one of mine at 1-to-1 odds. Now, you don't have a leader with you, so you're not going to get any dice roll modifiers. So it's however you want to break up your attacks. And
Well, we're gonna.
if you want to take a look at the probability chart,
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, we're gonna go 1-to-1.
1-to-1. Yep.
Yeah, 1-to-1.
Yep.
So
That
we'll
makes
just do it
sense.
that way. So then I just need a 8 or greater or less. 8, which is it? 8 or greater.
It's higher.
Yep. Yep. So I
Yeah.
need.
Yep. 1-to-1. You need an 8 or better.
Okay, here we go. Let's roll 1 die, 2
Two dice.
dice.
2 dice. Yep.
I wasn't gonna get an 8 on 1 die, 1d6 was I? Oh, what did I get? Oh, I got a 1. What the heck is
That's a
that dice? That's a horrible
1.
dice.
Yep.
That's a
I'm
horrible. That
sorry.
teased me. I thought it was another 5.
Well, you would think it would be a 6, but no, we Uwe Beck, who designs all of our tabletop simulator modules, he made the decision that the nationality symbols would be a 1. So he's the one to blame on that one. All
I'm
right.
going to throw one last thing, and I don't think it matters because it's melee. The foxholes.
Foxhole doesn't. Yeah, there is no, okay. Foxhole gives you a bonus when you're being shot at, but it does nothing for you in melee.
In melee. Okay, so I lose one of my guys.
Yep, you flat out lose one of your guys. There's no saving throw. He's not shaken. He's not reduced. He's just flat out dead.
Dead.
And now that hex has gotten very, very busy.
Okay.
And I will put my guys right here. And that hex is now also locked in melee. Both of us can reinforce that hex during the turn, but we won't fight any more rounds of combat until the next turn. Also, since we are locked in melee, neither one of us can shoot into that hex for fear of hitting our own troops. That's a little something some people overlook sometimes, and every once in a while there is a game system that allows you to shoot into melee. No, not us. We don't let you do that.
That's just That's how. Well, to me, that could be a special rule for some of the Soviets. By the way, just saying. Not the guard units, but
it could be. I will mention we are currently working on Lock and Load Tactical Zombies and Lock and Load Space Infantry, and there are going to be some special occasions where units that are locked in melee with zombies or locked in melee with some of the nasty melee class bugs in Space Infantry, you can fire into the hex that your units are locked in melee. Sure, you run the risk of hitting your own troops, but stomping the zombies and the bugs is a little bit more important than worrying about your own troops. So.
Yeah. Oh, and just so people know, because I did share this out to anybody so they could find it. Melee is hand-to-hand combat, if you didn't know. So they're like duking it out and hand-to-hand bayonets and all that other good stuff.
Yeah, each hex is roughly 40 yards. And each squad is roughly 12 men. So basically there were 48 guys kind of slugging it out in this 50 hex. It's grenade range, it's officers with pistol range, it's going up and sticking somebody with a bayonet range. So melee is hand to hand.
Yep. So you're done.
Yep,
so
that's my impulse. So it's your activation now.
I think I'm gonna pass.
Really? I'm shocked. You've got units there. All right, let's go ahead. And this is what we're going to do, what I like to call reconnaissance by, reconnaissance by fire. So we're going to take one unit. We're going to activate him. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Do I even want to do that?
I kind of get what you're doing.
Yeah. The problem is I've got nothing in position that can take advantage. All right, I'm just gonna stop moving there. Had I had a unit back here that would of course I'm running the guard, so it's not like I've got range to begin with. If I'd had like a heavy machine gun or something set back up here, and as it stands now, I can't see you. One, because it's nighttime and it's out of the 2x range and you haven't shot yet. But if it was daytime, you're in an obscuring or blocking terrain. So I can't spot you until you either move, fire, or I spot you. So my reconnaissance by fire is sending out a lone squad to try to draw the opponent's fire to make you shoot at me. So, but I didn't do that because
you didn't get close enough to me.
I didn't. One, I didn't get close enough, and two, it would have done nothing for me because there was no way for me to capitalize. I mean, the DP-28 back here could have fired at 1, but I'm not even sure. I think it's going to clip Yeah, the line of sight. Let's just check line of sight real quick. My DP20. And the good thing about that I love about this game, over other games, is that you can check line of sight. Yeah, it clips the. So
Oh,
I
yep.
wouldn't have been able to shoot with the DP28 anyways. So yeah, no, I'm just pushing troops up along that side. So that's my impulse. So now it flips back over to you.
Okay. Oh, Mingo, keep asking, and beer's a good thing. Um,
We do like beer.
beer's good, especially when you're playing the Germans and you drink drink appropriate drinks for the conflict you're in. So a
Nice,
good German
good
beer would
light
be good.
Hefeweizen.
Yes, that would be real nice.
Beer
Okay,
here, beer here.
now the
Everybody
star
need a beer
shells. The
here.
star
Star
shells.
shells, yes.
Does that take an action or something?
That
Or
takes an action. It can only be done by a leader.
okay.
And
So
actually, I
when
don't
you
think it's an
active,
act.
so if I
I don't think it's an
activated,
action. It may be an ops complete. Let me check that real quick. That's one thing. I love the lock and load tactical rule set because there's not much to it. But every once in a while, when you get down to something like that, is it an ops complete or is it an action complete? Sometimes you got to actually. So let me check star shells real quick. And it's kind of funny because I was looking at it about a half hour before we started. Let's see, 133. Okay, leaders of heroes that are not marked with a moved, assault move, low crawl, fired, hit and run, stealth, or ops complete marker can use their impulse to attack. Okay, so yeah, it will take the leader's impulse. So that is the only thing he's going to do. If the unit with him fires, he will not. They will not be able to use his leadership modifier.
okay. But what do I got? So what do I got in this hex? And that's saying that it's. Oh, that's actually worth it though. Oh, that'd be.
Yeah, it actually kind of is.
Yep, it is. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. So, hey, first time. So we talked about this, Devin. So I have to roll a 2 or less, but
But you
I
get to
get the
modify
modifier.
it. Yep, you get to modify it with your leader's modifier, which is a 1. So
So I
it's
need
a 1
3
through
or less.
3.
Yep.
Yep, a 1 through 3 on a 1 dice. Oh,
And I roll a 4. So yeah, that didn't work out so well.
so that
Um,
is so. Go ahead and put a fired marker on him.
okay.
But all the units that he's still stacked with still can do something. And it would have been good because had you been able to get that star shell off,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd have probably put it right over this poor little unit here, you'd have lit that unit up like there was no tomorrow.
Yeah.
So,
And
but the good
so
thing is that unit can still activate, or those units in there can still activate.
can they activate later or
Yeah. Oh yeah.
okay,
That
okay.
was
So
firing off the star shell was your
was your
activation.
impulse.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that was
Gotcha.
your
So
impulse.
gotcha.
And so for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate this guy right here, and I'm just going to move him up 3 hexes to join his buddies. And I'm done.
Still gonna pass.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I kind of figured that. All right, I got to check something real quick.
Just starts calling you out, or at least who of lock and load in general. He's saying the dice are scripted for you guys. The dice are scripted in the module. It's like rough rolling a 6 for the British and a 1 for the Americans when he's playing revolutionary games. You know.
Well, like I said, Uwe Beck is our designer, and he has designed all these. No, but trust me,
Yeah. No.
if you've ever watched me play any other games, like last year when Johnny and I were doing our friendly fire games on most Saturdays. Yeah, my dice rolls are not always. I've just kind of gotten
I
lucky
can pull
so
cards. I
far.
can't roll dice. Let's put it that
Yeah,
way.
no, believe me, if there's a chance for me to pull cards, that's one of the reasons why I always loved up front,
Yep.
because it was all card. It was all draw card, draw card,
Yep.
draw card. I mean, so the dice aren't going to really screw you on that. So, anyways, we're going to activate Lieutenant Sobakan, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6 into K6.
Okay. So
Now, technically, you can't see me.
Oh, because you're in the degrading terrain.
Yeah, there's 2 degrading terrains, which blocks line of sight. The good thing is that also means I can't see you because
Yep.
wheat field and building.
Yep. So okay. Pass.
All right, I kind of knew that. Now I got my DP28. What do I want to do with these guys? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, just in case for some reason you win that melee next turn. Because it could happen.
It could happen.
It could.
Strangers-
I remember.
It's fun.
I remember I was playing ASL long time ago, back when I was playing ASL, and we were playing the new Hakapella when Hakapella first came out, which was the Finnish expansion, and I had 3 squads of Finnish ski troops move into a hex and spent 3 rounds trying to kill a drunk Soviet officer with a Tokarev pistol. I needed a 10 or less on the melee roll, and for 3 turns, I missed the 10 or less on trying to kill this drunk Soviet officer with the Tokarev pistol. Now, granted, he didn't do any damage to me because he needed like a 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, it held up my entire advance because I had a platoon of infantry in there trying to shoot this. I mean, that drunk Russian officer should have gotten a Medal of Valor,
a Medal of Honor
something.
for delaying,
for just holding
a little bit
up.
of Pavlov's house here.
Yeah, just a little bit. So, all right, it's your turn.
Okay, so it's my turn. I really think I'm just gonna. You know what? Oh yeah, no, I need to move. Okay, that's right. I need to move these guys. That's what it was. Okay, so I'm gonna move these guys. So
you
one.
Don't have to.
Well, yeah, I do because they're right in the middle of the open. So
you don't have to.
So we'll put him there. Well, we won't talk about me putting a machine gun with a crew when I was playing ATS against Mitch in the middle of the freaking airport landing, runway.
That was at Way. You were fighting away with that, right?
Yeah, we were fighting Way. Yeah. Oh my God, I can't believe I did. Like, I didn't realize there was nothing underneath it or something. I can't remember. Mitch was kind. He's like, you can move it. I'm like, nope, we've started playing. I put it there. That's where it is. I'm just going to have to deal with it. So sometimes leaders do stupid stuff. So
yes, that's exactly right.
Let's see. You're all done, aren't you?
I am completely done.
And I really don't have anything else to move, so I'm going to say I'm done. I'm passing like 3 times, and
pass. Yep. So basically, we're done with the turn.
Yep. So I can put
here the admin markers.
Put one over here, and now, should you have kept that melee marker on there?
Technically, yeah, because if
we know it's a melee.
Yeah, we know it's a melee. So
yeah. So
all right. So
hey, thanks, Lower. Good night. Have a good one, and then it will be on my channel, so you can catch up anytime and see what actually happened. So
night, Chris.
Okay.
All right, we're back to initiative. So
yep, 1 die.
Yep.
Here we go.
See, I got a 4 this time.
And I got a 2, so it didn't matter.
Didn't matter. All right. So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and declare that we're going to do this melee right now. However, I'm not going to declare that because I have got something else in mind I want to do. I had a plan. It's a mother beautiful plan. I just don't remember what it was.
Hey, I've heard you say the best plan's laid until first contact.
Yeah. No plan survives first contact. So, all right, we're gonna take. You know what? We're gonna take this DP-28 right here. These guys right here, and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ooh. Do I want to op fire? That guy can be pretty dangerous. Oh, how much do you got? What do you got in here? What do you got in here? What's in here? Oh, crapola.
It's a kill stack.
Yeah, I can't be much more than a kill stack than that one for sure. What am I going to do? I'm not going to op fire. I'm going to let it go.
Really?
Let's see. Light Woods is degrading too, isn't it?
No, Light Woods is blocking.
Blocking. Okay. I don't know why I keep burying my freaking TEC, my terrain charts. It keeps getting put on the bottom of the charts. It's like, come on.
Well, if it was a Heavy Woods, it would be blocking. Or no, even Heavy Woods is blocking, Light Woods is blocking. Yeah, they're both blocking. If it was an Orchard, it would be degrading depending on how the hex row is. So, because you remember how fun orchards are in ATS.
Oh, don't even talk to me about orchards right now. I trigger. Ugh.
Well, see,
So,
I get the same way
lightwoods
about
are
both guys.
degrading. So
Oh, are
lightwoods
they?
are
Okay,
degrading. Yep.
okay. Well, they're degrading then. Okay, cool.
So
See, I don't
at
even
least
remember
at least in
all.
this module,
Yes,
module.
yes.
So other depending on where it is, and that would
Depending
make
on each
sense
module.
here
Yep.
because there's not much now. So I've got this foxholes. It's this guy up
Oh yeah,
here.
yeah. You can fire
Fire
along that
him.
hex spine
Okay.
because it's not crossing any of the tree art, and that's
Okay.
one of the things I love about TTS is we can zoom in real close. I mean, it's right down the line. You wouldn't even be clipping this, so it would be you wouldn't have to worry about that light woods at all. So it's
Okay.
the only thing you would have to worry about is that I'm in the wheat field.
Which is not much of anything.
Well,
It's
no, it's a 0, but you got to remember, you don't get the benefit for me moving. So normally when
okay.
you're op firing or you're firing at a unit that is marked moved, you get a +1 to your dice roll. However, since I'm in a wheat field, the wheat field negates that bonus. So basically, it would be a straight up 1.5, which is what you fire rounded up to 2. It'd just be a straight up 2, and I would have no modifiers on my dice rolls because the wheat fields don't give a defensive modifier. Their benefit is they just negate the bonus for the
Yeah, I
attacker
see
at a
that.
move.
That's actually a pretty neat little rule there.
Yep.
Just saying, that's pretty cool.
Well, it's the way wheat stalks don't stop bullets. So.
Yeah. Are you sure about that?
I'm
think
pretty
pretty
sure about
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So okay, well I'm still gonna go ahead and fire with that group in the trees. So
Okay.
we're gonna op fire here. So I'm
So
gonna mark them fired.
you've got a dice
It's
roll of
2.
2 to
So
my
2.
0.
Yep. So
So it's just a 1d6.
and I rolled a 2.
You got a 2 plus 2 is a
2 is a
4. I got a
4.
2. So you won by 2 points.
Yep.
So now I need to make a motivation check, a morale check, shaken check, however you want to put it, to each unit in there, adding 2 to the dice roll. So we're going to roll for the first guy with the DP28, adding 2 to the dice roll. That's 3 plus 2 is a 5, which is lower than his morale, so he's good. The second guy is a 2 plus 2 is a 4, which is lower than his morale, so he's still good. And a 1 plus 2 is a 3.
I am starting to believe what Jester's saying about you guys scripted the die.
Well, the thing is, the Tabletop Simulator doesn't know what I'm rolling for. So yeah, I rolled a couple 6s at the time that it was good for me, and obviously I rolled 1s and 2s now. But the program itself doesn't know what it's rolling for, so it doesn't know when to roll good or bad.
It doesn't know when to roll high or when to roll low. So that's
true. But honestly, that's a shot I would have taken.
Yeah.
I honestly would have taken that shot.
Okay, so that was
op fire. So that was my phase. So it flips back over to you.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let's see. We're going to take this guy, and no reason to keep those guys there. So we're going to take these 3 guys, these 2 guys, and we're going to move them into there. And put a move marker on them.
But the move marker on the 2 units that moved.
Yeah,
you've still got the 1 unit in there that hasn't moved yet. And I was not expecting you to do that. I love that stack and repack button.
Yeah, it really does help. And I got
mad love to Mango Feet. The guy who created that his call sign was Mango Feet. So, all right. So the first thing, what I'm going to do now, and now we're going to get kind of into the weeds on tactical gameplay and lock and load. We're going to take one guy and we're going to move him right there. This is my reconnaissance by fire. Reconnaissance is the art of going out and getting shot so your buddies know where the bad guys are at. Now, technically, if all things considered, I know that hex is spotted. You move someone in there, that spotted everything in the hex. However, I'm moving one guy up because I'm trying to draw your fire. Because I don't want you firing on it. Normally, most people would think just grab the entire stack and move into there. Well, then that's going to affect all 4 of those guys, and I don't want to do that. So this is why I'm sending these guys scouting up ahead first, so they could possibly draw your fire. Now, your response, you could fire at me, which will leave you completely open to the coming assault that Lieutenant Sobakan is going to do, or you can hold your fire and see what I do in response. Am I? Because if I move into here, if I decide to move into there with this one unit, you're going to have 3 guys against me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not good melee odds for me.
Yeah, and you have to, once you stop moving, that's it. You can't come back to that particular unit.
Correct. Once
So,
I declared that he is done moving, and that's pretty much going to be in response to if you're going to op fire at me or not.
mhm.
So, but there's also the possibility that I will leave you, even if you don't op fire at him, then I'm just probably going to move into there anyways, lock us into melee. You'll probably win the combat, but then I can just sneak Lieutenant Sobakan into the hex as a reinforced the melee anyways.
Yep.
So yeah, this is one of the reasons why I love playing the guards is because you have to be sneaky because you've only got a range of 2 firepower.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I like the scenario because it's nighttime and I don't have to worry about a lot of it.
Yeah,
But
let's go ahead. We're gonna
still,
fire. We're gonna fire. We're
okay.
gonna do an outfire.
Okay, so now the modifiers are going to be a little bit different this time.
Yep.
You've got a firepower of 1.
Yep.
I'm adjacent to you, so that's point blank adjacency. You get a +2 to your firepower for that. Now, and if I wasn't in a wheat field, you would get the movement bonus, but I am in a wheat field, so you don't get the movement bonus. So you're looking at a +3, and I'm looking at a 0 modifier.
I got a 7.
And I got a 4, so you win by 3. So I need to make a morale test at a +3. So it's 1 dice +3. 3 plus 3 is 6. It's equal to the morale. No effect. I can't say those are bad dice rolls. It's just you haven't gotten real lucky on being able to do much to
Well,
them
I
yet.
made you take a morale check. You can't. That's the best you can do.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing
I
else
mean,
I can do. So.
yeah. There's nothing more than forcing me to take the morale test. Now, here's the choice: do I take that one lone guy and jump in there and probably get murderfied, or do I not, and then make the decision that Lieutenant Sobakan, and I am going to do this. We're going to go ahead and take Lieutenant Sobakan's stack, and we're going to go 1, 2, or you have nothing that can fire.
No, I
at me.
can't. No,
Everything's out of line, out of range,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to go ahead and jump right in there into melee.
The nice thing is, I did keep you from having 1 unit in there right now.
And well, the good thing is you reinforced that hex with those 2. I was not expecting you to do that. So let's just go ahead and off here to the side. Let's go ahead and separate our guys out. And since I am the attacker, I get to choose first.
The building doesn't do anything, by the way.
No, yeah. Okay. Terrain does nothing when it comes to melee. It's just straight up odds dice rolls. Really the only thing that modifies dice rolls is if you've got a single man counter, be it a leader or hero, advisor, chaplain, bagpipe dude, whatever. Other than that, it's to the death. It's just a straight dice roll to the death. I cannot use my DP28 because it's not a melee eligible support weapon. So we're going to line it up like this. So it's going to be 2 to 1, 2 to 1. And the first one is going to get the leader's modifier of the +1. So, and of course, I'm going to have to go back and look at the odds chart again because I can never remember that. 2 to 1 is a 6. So my first dice roll with the leader is going to be a 5. The second one's going to be a 6. So the first one at a 5 is 6. So that kills him. And usually what I'm doing when I play tabletop, I just turn the counters to the side.
That's a good idea.
Mark which units that are done. And because when you get 3 on 3, and then you've got some real weird, it's like, well, I want 2 guys to gang up on this one and this one to gang up on this one. And then the return attack, I want 1 on this one. And it's just, which one's dead? Which one's alive?
Yeah.
So this one is going to be at a 6, and that's a 6. So he is going to be dead as well. So now you get to line up your attackers however you want.
What do I feel like? Okay, so I'm going to do it this way, and then we'll just put this 1-to-1 right there. So I'm going to have a 1-to-1 and then a 1-to-2.
Okay.
So the 1-to-1, and then of course now my sheets are all over. Okay, 1-to-1 is 8 or greater
Yep.
on 3 die 6.
2 die 6.
I know. Oh, I got an 8. Yes.
Okay.
And now on a 1-to-2, I need a 10 or greater for
Yep.
those two. And I get a 6. So,
All right.
so nothing happens there. So these guys are gone. But I got rid of one of your guys, so that was
Yes, you
quite
did.
effective.
So
yeah.
he's in there. I'm in there.
We're not even. I don't even need to worry
Yeah,
about
well,
the markers
the
anymore.
one thing is when you're locked in melee, it doesn't matter what markers are on you because, well, you're locked in melee. So we
Okay,
can
so I
just
took care of
remove.
one. So
Yep.
see you later, Waller. So Mingo's headed out. So I know he'll be asking me questions on Monday. So I'm looking forward to that. So
All right, so that was my impulse. So I'm done. It flips back over to you.
hey, there's a question. Is this Mo's counter right here? Is Sergeant Fitz? Is that Mo?
That is Mo.
So
That
that's
is
Mo.
Mo.
It is Mo. That
Yep.
cracks me up. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Good
Okay.
eye on whoever caught that.
Mo did.
Oh, Mo did. Okay. He
Yeah.
knew
Right.
it's him.
He
Jeez.
wanted to show it off.
He
So
wanted to make everybody sure it knew it was him.
oh my god, TTS is so slows up my computer so much. Oh well. Anyways. Okay. That's the only problem. I wish it wasn't such a resource hog.
You just need to get a bigger machine. That's all.
Yeah, I know. Who doesn't want a bigger machine? Okay, so it is
Exactly.
my turn because you did that one.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, do I want to do that? That could be interesting. Okay. I'm going to activate this hex right here.
Okay.
We're going to go 1.
Well played. Ooh.
2, 3. Oh, I wasn't where I wanted to go, but I'm like thinking, ooh, that could be fun.
Do it. Remember,
I don't have enough.
I can't fire on you from here because we're still locked in melee. There,
my hope was actually to get in there, but I realized I don't have enough movement points for that.
Well, you could. It's just you'd have to survive fire from.
Yeah.
And
But
trust me, you don't want to do that.
But what I could do is just take them and move them in here.
Yep, and that's actually what I thought you were going to do initially.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So,
all right.
Boy, this is not a shooting match.
Well, it's a night. You'll find that with a lot of times with nighttime scenarios where you don't have a lot of open cover to shoot at people through. It comes down to that. Yeah, it's nighttime gets up and close and bloody and personal.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna. Oh yeah, chat's asking any VPs. Yes, we actually have. Devin has, I think, what is that? 3 VPs now, and I have 1. If I remember right. Yeah, so it's 1 point for each multi-man or single man eliminated.
Yeah.
So you've eliminated 3, I've eliminated 1. So that's what it is. So so basically both sides receive 3 points for each building hex, and then 1 for each eliminated. And if for some reason we do get half squads, it's a half a victory point.
Yep.
So, but I don't see that. I see a lot of melee, and I don't think this will go 7 turns. Just saying. That's all. So, okay, so I'm gonna go first. So I get 1, 2.
Well, remember, this is melee, so you can align the squads however you wish.
Well, it won't matter. You've got 1 guy, so
yeah. So basically, you're beating up on me. It's 2-2, so it's 1-1 odds, but you get a +1 to the dice roll because you've got a leader stacked with you.
So 1-1, which would be an 8 +1.
So you need a 7 or less.
Yep.
There you go. That will kill me off, but I will return the attack at a 2-to-1 odd, which is, and I've already done like half a
6.
dozen of them so far, and yet I still
Yep.
can't remember. So it's a
6.
6. 2 dice. There's a 7.
Oh, I thought that was almost a 3. That was almost a 3. But not so much. So now you can't reinforce that one. So we'll get rid of.
Yeah, even though you've eliminated me, technically the hex is still under melee, so
Yep.
I can't shoot into it.
Okay, so back to you.
Yep, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do the melee in this hex right here.
Okay.
So it's basically 4-to-1 with a leader. Yep. And that
You need
will
a
make
4
it
or
a
higher.
4.
3 or higher.
3 or higher with the leader. Yep. And then you can go to 1 or 2. Or technically, even if you wanted to, you could go 1 to 4.
Okay, wait a second. Hold on a second. I rolled an 8. I needed a 1-to-1. It would have been, yeah, that's fine. Because I would have needed a, so that'd been a +1. So I would have needed a 9 or lower for my die roll.
Which one were you talking about?
The last one, the 1-to-1. I had a 1-to-1 with you.
Right.
And I rolled an 8. So that was legit either way, because with the -1,
Yeah,
roll,
you still
yeah,
technically,
okay.
yeah, technically it's a
Yep.
+1 dice roll for the leader,
Okay.
for the leader being in the hex. So yeah.
Okay.
You
so
needed a 7 or better to kill off.
Okay, and I got an 8. So yep,
You
that's
rolled
right.
an 8.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
you were fine. Yep,
Okay,
you did
yep.
everything just
No,
fine.
Chet Bell brought up the question, so yeah, so I don't know if we said it right or flipped it around or something, but it's a +1, so that would be a 9. You need a high 8 or higher. I think I said 8 or less that when I rolled, so I meant 8 or higher. So
Yes.
8 was a good either way. 8 was good. So okay, so you took care of this guy, right? Because you got a 10.
Yep.
Okay, but I can go back. So I'll be at a 1 to 2 because I'm just gonna line it up with a squad.
A
It doesn't
squad.
matter
Yep.
which one. So it'll be 1 to 2. So I need a 10 or higher.
10 or higher, correct.
2 dice. Nope. A 2.
Awesome dice roll.
I know. Right.
Okay, now since I did kill you off, but it was in melee, still locked in melee. So, and that was my impulse. So your action.
I'm gonna pass.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to be done.
Okay. Do I want to try 1, 2, 3, 4? If I get it, I could go that way.
Okay. Strategizing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the best way if I want to really do something or not. That's the best way I can describe it. I'm not too worried about the star shells anymore. I'm gonna pass, and I think you're done too. So
yeah, I've done everything.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep where I'm at right now.
Pass. All right. This is actually going to be turn. Ooh, guess what? Turn 4.
Oh yeah, that's right. I
Get your armored car.
Get my armored car, and he comes on anywhere, correct?
Anywhere along the west side. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Initiative.
Okay.
I rolled a 4.
Oh, I rolled a 6.
Hey, you got initiative this time.
That makes a big difference.
Yes, it does.
Now, what am I gonna do? Let's see. What do we got? Oh, that's 3. Ooh. Well, I think what I'm going to do, pack these guys back up. Oop. Is I'm going to take these guys, and we're going to go ahead and move into the building because that's more
Okay.
important to me.
Yep, buildings
'Cause
are
it's-
very important.
So okay, so we're gonna melee then.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and pull these out. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna have a 1-to-1 again, but a +1 on my die roll.
Plus
So I
one the
need.
dice roll for the
So I'm gonna
presence of
need
the
an
leader.
8.
Yep.
Yep. I'm gonna need an 7 or better, 7 or greater,
Yep.
and I get a 4.
Oh no.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and try to jack both of your units. So
Okay.
it's going to be a 1-to-1 on me, but again, I also get the one modifier for my leader. So I'm looking at the exact same dice roll you were looking at.
Oh, thank God. Oh no, that's
My
that gets
leader
me an
pulled
8.
it through for me.
So does that take care of both of them, doesn't it?
Okay, so that would kill both of the squads.
Okay.
And it will kill the leader because he is technically what's called a NME, non-melee eligible unit, and they
Okay.
automatically die when there's no one else there stacked with them. And you drop the MG34 behind, which I won't be picking up because I've already got the DP28, and there's only one squad there. But we are
Well,
locked
that
in
did
melee.
not go the way that was supposed to go.
Trying to melee Soviet guards is it's not so much that the Soviet guard units were better I mean they were. The problem is the Soviet guards were all equipped with the Pepeshah machine guns, which was basically a 9mm machine gun with a 72 round drum.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's quite a few, and you could fire straight through. I'm assuming. So.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
oh yes.
So.
I mean, so yeah, you could yeah, it's I don't know a single game where trying to melee guards
Is
units
easy.
is easy. Yeah.
Okay, so it's up to you now.
Yep. What do I want to do now?
Mo, I need my gravity dice. Is what it is. Although those didn't help me with my keep up the fire. Oh, I'm not a big fan of that game though. I mean, it was a good game, good mechanics and stuff. I just yeah. It just didn't.
Which game was that?
Keep up the fire. One of the States of Siege games about the Boxer Rebellion.
Yeah.
I just wasn't thrilled with it.
Well, State of
And
Siege games.
I'm usually good. I like States of Siege game, but this one just did not click with me.
Yeah,
Not that it's a bad game.
State of Siege games are all everything is going to crap. How well can you manage it?
Yeah, well, let's put it this way: it didn't last very long. So
yeah, I've got my fair share of State of Siege games underneath my belt as well. So, and yes, Mo, you are correct. The Chi-Coms and North Koreans used Pepeshahs as well during the Korean War. Okay, that's my impulse. I just went ahead and scooted these units over to here.
Okay, so I am going to go ahead and we're going to bring on my vehicle.
I just need to remember where my ATR is at.
So this guy's got a movement of 16.
Correct. And it is an off-road vehicle. So you use the off-road. And for the most part, I don't think you're going to be having much issues with much of anything.
Is there anything particular on the roads, by the way?
No, yeah, it's not like Panzer Leader or Panzer Blitz where it's a half movement point. Roads are just one movement point.
Okay, got it. Just making sure. Okay, so
I don't think you're going to have to. Let's take a look at Brush real quick. Brush
is 1.
Brush is 1 for off road, and I think Wheatfield is 2 for off road.
Yeah.
So,
Wheatfield is 2 for off-road.
yep.
No. Oh, yeah, 2 for off-road, 6 for...
6 for wheeled.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, for some reason, because it's got 6 wheels on it, it's an off-road vehicle, but only 4 wheels is a wheeled vehicle. So,
Dave's asking me a very personal question.
uh-oh, what's he asking? Yeah, let me
He's
let
like,
me take a look.
if you guys have turned me yet. That's a very personal question. I don't appreciate that. Oh, I'm having a blast. That's what matters. I'm having a blast. Okay, so here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6
to turn X side. Yep.
Yep. 7.
Yep.
And 8, 9.
Actually, you could have saved yourself one movement point.
I've got 16.
Not that you would, but since you were already pointed along this vertex, you could have just spent the one movement point.
Yep, you're right.
But yeah, you've got 16 movement points. So
yeah, if I was trying to get across them 2 maps, then yeah, I'd be like every single. Oh, thanks. Yeah, every single one counts. So,
yep.
but I think what I want to do. Can you assault fire with the?
Yes, all vehicles have the innate ability to assault fire.
Okay, so I'm definitely.
However, from there you can't.
Oh, I can't because you're in melee.
I'm in melee. Yep.
Son of a bologna sandwich. Else. Okay, but I am going to move him. Why can't I? Oh, it's the angle.
And also what you have to look for is the shadow. The shadow. Yeah. I look for the shadow underneath, and that's where I know that the counter is going to land.
So he's going to go right there. So I just need to put a moved marker on him, correct?
Yep, okay. You are correct.
Dave, I am enjoying it. I'm not going to say you've turned me, but, I'm going to play a lot of lock and load tactical. Let's put it that way. I feel like I can easily play as many as I want to, so.
All right, now let's... Since there's that silly foxhole in there, I don't want to move the foxhole along. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4 to move these guys here, kind of caterpillaring my way up. And we're good with that.
Oh, Dan Pancaldi's in the house.
El Duce, the Duke of our hearts.
Yes, we are live. Okay. I just don't. I'm gonna pass.
Yep. Honestly, a lot of what it comes down to, and you've noticed this in ATS, you've noticed this in lock and load. If you're on defense, unless you're wanting to shift positions, you really don't have to do anything.
And
because
it
forces the opponent to move, and then that makes it easier for you to react to him. Because if you wait until he's moved everything before you start moving, that's a huge tactical advantage.
It is. I was able to relocate everything I put to the north here, and was able to do that. So, yep. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, I'm passing.
Yep. All right. What I'm gonna do. I probably should have mentioned this. I'm a bad man for not mentioning this. You could have fired at me.
Oh, fudge. Yeah, I guess I could have.
And I probably should have pointed it out, but honestly, I didn't spot it at the time.
I didn't either.
Normally what I do is that since I play with the X maps, and you usually get 4 count, I usually put the terrain effects off to the side so I can remember.
That's a good idea, especially because, by the way, the X maps come with this module.
Yes. So we make sure to.
That is something that you can do.
Yep, we made sure to put the X maps and the normal size maps in this for both this and the expansion Enemy at the Gates. Mm-hmm. We're going to try to spot you there.
Ooh, you're actually going to try to spot me?
I'm going to try to spot. I can try that because we're within 2 hexes.
Yeah, Richard says I should have fired. Yep.
It's a 1d6. I've got no leader there, so there's no modifiers. You're in degrading terrain, which means I need a 1, 2, or 3. If you were in blocking terrain, I'd need a 1 or a 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do it with the unit that does not have the DP28. So the normal squad, let's go ahead and see. It's a 3. Okay, so I managed to spot you. And since I spotted you, now the entire stack can fire at you. For people who are not familiar with the spotting rules, I did make the spotting attempt. Had I failed, the unit that made the spotting attempt would have been marked with an ops complete marker. And basically, when you're marked with ops complete, you're done for the turn. The only thing you can do is op fire, which is kind of helpful because it's ops complete. The other unit stacked with him would have been able to activate as well, but without spotting those guys, it wouldn't have done me any good. I could have moved something or whatever. And you can only make one spotting attempt per impulse. But since I did spot you, the entire hex can combine their firepowers. Whoops. Let's go ahead. And, what is going on here? Oh, did I break the game? I may have broken the game. Am I connected? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me rewind time real quick.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, one of the things I love about TTS, or for those of you who are not very familiar with it, in the upper left-hand corner of the top bar, there's kind of this backwards button. If you push that, it rewinds time 15 seconds. So if you ever get into a position where you forget something, or you forget a movement, or you get into a situation where it seemed like it was a little bit bugged out, just rewind time a little bit. So the entire stack can fire. So let's go ahead and go through and do this. I've got 2 movement points. Oh yeah, I've got 3. Oh, I've got 3 guys there. I forgot I had 3 guys there. So we're going to name this guy as the primary with the DP28. So I've got 3, and everything else is halved. So this 2 turns into a 1, that 2 turns into a 1. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 5 firepower total. And that really is going to be the only modifiers I have. Now, you are going to get some modifiers on your own, basically because you're in a foxhole and you're in the woods. That's the
But you don't get both. You get either the foxholes or the woods.
Well,
and they're light woods.
You might. Let me check foxholes real quick. Again, it's just one of those. Yeah, it's one or the other. Yep. And they're both the +1. So, yep. I mean, whichever one. So basically, I'm rolling at a 1d6 + 5. You've got a defense modifier of +1. No, I'm also at -3. Because it's nighttime and you have not fired yet.
Oh, that's right.
Because I know you're there, but I'm not seeing the muzzle flashes.
Yes,
yep,
yes,
I spotted. I did not have the muzzle flashes. So yep. that's a -3 to me. So I'm looking at a +2 on my dice roll. You're looking at a +1 on your dice roll. Okay. So I've got a D6 +2, which is a 4. And you've got a 2 + 1, which is a 3. So I win by 1. So that means you're going to have to make a morale test for each guy in there. Okay. It's a 1d6 plus the difference, which is 1. So you're looking at a d6 + 1. And as long as you don't roll a 5 or 6, you're going to be good for both of them. 5 + 1 is a 6. Okay. One guy is shaken.
So he's shaken, and I can just flip him, right?
Hit F to flip him over. Yep.
Okay. And then the next one. You got to be kidding me.
Jeez. I am so sorry about that.
No, you're not.
No, I actually kind of am.
Hey, it's the way it happens. I had literally, no, this was not good. So, yeah, I will admit to that one. Oops, that didn't go well. I am not liking this.
Right it takes a little bit of finesse to here. Let me get it for you.
Yeah,
it takes a little bit of finesse to. Oh, come on. Fine, we'll do it the hard way.
I can't believe I rolled 2 5s. Like seriously.
I can't. Yeah. Know. Oh, because I said something. Like as long as you don't roll it. Yeah.
Exactly.
I jinxed it. I'm sorry.
Yep, all you gotta do is not roll this. That's famous last words for you're gonna roll this. Unless, and the only way that doesn't work is if you say it for yourself. You know, you can't be like, oh, reverse psychology. I just have to roll this. Well, no, whatever you say you're going to roll, you're not going to roll that. So it's just the way it works out.
Yeah, pretty much. So, all right. Well, that was my impulse. So it's over to you now.
Day pass.
Really? Pass? I'm shocked. Dan being snarky again.
No, Davis.
Oh, well, I'm done. I got
Okay.
that's everything. So
I don't have anything else I see I'm going to do. I'm not going to make a leader run. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I could. You couldn't fire at me.
And
either.
I can't do anything. Yeah, you'll be if you want to. Sergeant Fitz, or actually Sergeant Wolf can get up there too.
That's what I was going to do. Sergeant.
Oh, actually, no, he won't be able to because it's 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6.
And Lightwoods is 2.
Is it like? No, it isn't. No, it is. I'm not going to believe you until I look for myself. It is 2. Damn it.
Yeah.
So it would have to be. It would have to be Fitz.
Yeah, Sergeant Fitz.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Damn it. Okay. Well, I'm going to do it because I need to rally those.
And I can't stop you. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
Okay. And so now he's moved. And I can't do anything with those other guys because they're shaking anyways. So.
Yep. So it flips back to me. I got nothing. Pass. Back to you.
And then I'm passing.
Okay. Pass.
Yep. And we are on to turn 5. 4, 5, 5.
It will be turn 5 is the upcoming turn. Yes.
Okay.
And one thing I should note is that spotted marker is removed like any other administrative marker. Some people think that once a unit is spotted with the spotted marker, it stays on there. No, every turn you have to respot each hex. And basically, you're spotting hexes. You're not spotting the units in the hexes. You're spotting the hexes themselves. It's just the way the mechanic that Mark Walker came up with when he first originally designed the system. It does make life a little bit easier because you don't have to worry about like an ASL of growing concealment and the concealment markers and hidden movement and hidden setup. It's
I know some people have complained about it, and my whole thing is that, well, they could have moved it within the hex someplace else. 40 yards, you can move a lot and move around. So,
well, not only that, it's if you're in obscuring or blocking terrain.
Yeah, because it's only if you're in obscuring and blocking, correct?
Right.
So if you're in clear terrain, you're still spotted.
If you're in open, you can be spotted with no problem. Yeah. But the assumption is, since you are in obscuring or blocking terrain, if there's a little bit lull in the action for a couple minutes, and you're not actively sure that the bad guys are still in that hex, they could have moved up, they could have pulled back. You don't know that, and that's just kind of the mechanic that was come up to help fix that issue of concealed movement and all that other stuff. I get it. Spotting may not seem like the most intuitive way of doing it, but I like it. It works. I mean, and honestly, it's keeping it simple. We don't want to be ASL. All right.
Well, Tim Zales just said, I like the 30 fewer pages you need to know about to do concealment. Good point on that one, for sure.
Definitely. For sure. Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, we people keep claiming, oh, you're just trying to be ASL. No, we're not. We literally there is a reason why I'm a recovering ASL addict. All right, I got tired of giving birth to an accountant every time I played.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. They look at the rule book and they see page numbers instead of actually looking at the content.
Yeah, that's one thing we got to point out about our rule books. Very large font, 2 columns, not 3 columns like most war games. Multiple pictures. I mean, if you were to take the core rules in the game, like 110 pages, if you were to put that into like an 8-point font and do it like GMT style rulebook's only about 40 or 50 pages.
Yeah. Yep. So it's not bad at all. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
All right. So we got initiative we got to go for.
Yep. Here we go. Oh, you're getting it.
Yeah, I'm getting it. And to turn 6. Flip the initiative marker to my way. Now, we haven't had this before.
Oh, wait
but
a
you've
second.
got-
Yeah, I got rally phase.
Yep, you've got the rally phase. Rally phase always takes place after the initiative. So, okay, what we're looking at is now you've got 2 units that you need to rally. So you're going to be going against their morale value. You're going to be adding in the leadership modifier, if there is one. And since you're in obscuring or blocking terrain, you get a +2 as well. So you're going to get
that's right.
You're going to get a +3 to your morale check.
So
and
I need a 8 or less.
Yes. Well, it's basically, well, not +3 to, it's +3 to the morale, not +3 to the dice roll. So yeah, you need a 5 on 2d6, but you've got the +3 modifier. So you actually need 8 or less to rally each individual unit.
Okay, first
There's
one.
one.
Good, flipped it. Okay, bottom one. Here we go. And get that one too.
And
So
he got that one too.
that was a nice run.
Yes, it
by
was.
Sergeant Mo Fitz. Mo's gonna be like, crap, Tony's rolling and he's got my character. he's like, I'm a dead man now. Yeah, I did. Play the game, not the rules. Yep.
Hang on a sec. I got to step AFK for just a couple, well, probably not even a minute. I will be right back.
No problem. Yeah, so don't go. Yeah, I was like, Mo's like, yep. Mo's like, don't go get me killed. Oh, but you want to get into the dang fight? Yeah, you'll get there. It'll happen. We'll see what happens. Yeah, but he got in there. That +1, didn't. I kind of needed that +1. Not completely, but the way I roll, it definitely works at that. So this has actually been a really fun scenario, and honestly, so we're going on an hour and a half, and we've still got 2 more turns, and we're flying through the middle of it. A lot of it's because we're talking, chit and chatting, so it's taking longer. So I would honestly say this could easily be done. If you're focused on it, probably less than an hour. So, but yeah,
it doesn't help that I'm chattering and pointing out tactical advice and stuff like that.
Which is great. A lot of people might not realize and might not think about some of it too. So, but Mo, you always talk about running right up the middle and just not caring or anything like that. So I know the way you play. That's the way you play. Just get me in the action. Come on, boss, give me an action. Okay, so you're up with your.
I'm up. And the first thing I'm going to do is I need to check line of sight. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I could try to spot it. Oh, no, I can't. I was going to take a pot shot at your armored car with my ATR, but oh yeah, it's nighttime and I can't make a spotting check.
Oh, it's 1, 2. Yeah, it's theory. Yep.
So to do, we're going to need to get your armored car to shoot at me or move closer. One of the two. Okay. Was haben wir jetzt gemacht? That is unfortunate. What to do? I'm actually a bit flustered and stymied. I'm not sure what to do because there's so many options.
I feel like I'm losing guys, but I still have.
Oh, you've still got plenty of buildings.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I still have my buildings pretty solid. So.
All right, what we're going to do is we're going to do my reconnaissance by fire again. So we're going to take a unit from here and we're going to move him right to there.
Now, here's a question I'm going to ask you, strategically speaking. Can I just fire 1 unit?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to fire 1 unit.
Okay, are you going to assign Sergeant Fitz to fire or not?
Yes, I am this time.
Okay, so you're going to have a firepower of 1 with the leadership modifier of another +1. I'm at point blank range, so that's going to be a +2 for you. And I'm moving, which is going to be another +1. So you're looking at a +5 right now.
A +5, and I'm going to roll a 1.
Now, for me, what I'm looking at, let's see. That's a 7. That's a 7.
It's okay. Yeah, it's a 7. Yep.
I need to. What's the defensive modifier for Lightwood?
Lightwood's is
1.
Is that the target modifier?
Yeah, target modifier.
+2.
Is it +2?
Oh, wait. No, it's +1. I was looking at the forest. Yeah, it's +1.
Yeah, heavy woods is plus. Oh, so +1. So I got a D6 +1. 5 + 1 is a 6. You still win by +1. So I still need to make a motivation test, but it's at +1, and my morale is a 6. We're looking at 2 + 1 is a 3. You know what? I'm going to continue moving and jump in there and lock us in melee.
Okay.
You actually, now you'll take all the units that are in there because this is melee, even the unit that fired.
Yeah, okay.
So let's go ahead and get rid of the fired marker. And that. And since I'm attacking, since we've been doing it with the attacker on the bottom, so all game. So I can either do a 1-to-1 against both of your guys or a 2-to-1 against one of your guys. I am going to do a 2-to-1 against one of your guys, which means I need a 6. I have no modifiers. And there's a 6.
So I've got a 6, but I do have a modifier.
You do have a modifier. Yep. Well, you're at a 1-to-1.
Oh, so it's an 8.
But it's 7. Still modified, so you need a 7. Yeah.
7. Nope.
There you go. You got to roll higher.
Oh, higher. That's right. I can't. For some reason, I'm thinking lower. So that's
that's the one thing about this game. Sometimes you need to roll high. Sometimes you need to roll low. It's at the whims of what Mark Walker decided he wanted to do. But you are locked in melee with the unit that didn't fire. So that means you can't up fire at me. But that was my impulse. So it now back over to you.
Okay. So thanks, Mo. You got me in there. So, pass. I'm really going to make you stick your neck out.
Well, that's what you got to do sometimes. So you're going to pass. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and activate this stack. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, reinforce in the melee. We do not jump into another round of melee because the melee has already been done for this turn.
Gotcha.
It's just I'm reinforcing it. Pretty much guarantee that, yeah, there's going to be melee next round.
Gotcha.
So that's my action.
We're going to pass.
Poopy passing. Let's see. See, that's the problem with that 231. Not only does it have the 2 machine gun firepower, it's also got 3 shots with its 20 millimeter.
Oh, so it can shoot 3 times.
It can shoot 4 times. Once with the machine gun, 3 times with its ordnance weapon. Now, granted, with the ordnance weapon, you have to roll to hit for each one of them. But let's go ahead and flip the target.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Make sure we have the right thing highlighted.
Yep.
It at up to a range of 5. I need.
Hold on. Let me get. There we go. So now I got it centered on the screen. So.
Oh yeah. You hit the Alt button. So up to a range 5, which basically this engagement is only going to be at range 5 or less. Your to hit is going to be a 7 or less plus any modifiers. So honestly, that's still. I mean, as long as you're sitting there doing op fire, you got a pretty good chance to hit. Now, some of you may notice, and we have kind of pointed this out in previous videos, the range bands now have a green, a yellow, and a red line next to it. Green is basically the range band, H is the to hit band, and P is the penetration band for armor piercing rounds. And this is partially because of me, because I always had a hard time remembering, is it left to right or up or down? I couldn't
Yeah,
remember
I can see that. I can see that.
which
Yeah.
the chart was. So one of the reasons we put that in is because just to make sure, all right, this is the range band, this is the hit band, this is the penetration band. All right, now, so you're looking at a 7 plus any modifiers. Oops. Now here's a question people may ask. Since you're going to be firing at infantry, now you know what the penetration value is. That's going to be, that's for anti-armor. Well, if you're shooting at infantry, what is it? It's going to be you want to move your
Oh yeah, sorry.
yeah. The anti-infantry or the infantry firepower is whatever's in the blue box. For ordnance weapons, that's what it is against infantry. So you've got 3 shots, and if each one of them hits, you're looking at a modifier of +1. Now, the good thing about ordnance is once you hit, that's it. The defender doesn't have any defensive modifiers to their dice roll because their defensive modifiers are rolled into the ordnance to hit. If you hit, it's a straight up dice roll. Defender doesn't get any modifiers. The attacker gets whatever the attacker value is. And for this case, it would be a +1. So yeah, it's a machine gun value of 2 and 3 more shots at 1. So that's those little armored cars are nasty. I mean, they got garbage for armor. I mean, there's a 20 millimeter out there is going to chew them apart.
Yeah, but if they're going up against a bunch of infantry, they're gonna be nasty for sure.
Yeah, they are good anti-infantry. So, but you're too far away for me to shoot at you right now with my anti-tank rifle. Actually, you're out of range of it's with the range of 2, sight with night.
And of course, we are in the steppes where there's no like extra light, and so you can imagine.
Oh yeah, no, there's no
there's
no light from the cities or anything like that around. This is pitch black night.
And you can guarantee that the Germans had put out all the lights to make sure that there was no glow at all.
Oh yeah, oops, I forgot to remove that move marker from. Basically, I've been pontificating for the last 10 minutes because I've been trying to hold off, trying to make a decision on what I should do.
Because there's no good decision.
There's no good decision.
It's like you got to put your neck out.
Yeah, I got to do it. So let's go ahead and take this infantry unit. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got plenty of op fire.
I'm going to, and I believe I've got 2 guys in this one.
Nope,
just one. Okay, but still, I'm going to go ahead and fire with this guy.
Okay, so your firepower is 1. I'm point blank. It's +2. I'm moving, but I'm moving in a weak field.
Weak field take care of it. So it's just +3.
Yep, you've got a +3, and I have no modifiers. So you get a +3, I get a +0.
Finally,
you got an 8. I got a 1. So I need to make a morale test at +7. At the minimum, I am automatically going to be shaken. So let's go ahead and we rolled 5 plus 7 is
12.
12 because
that's
math is
double.
Hard. It's equal to double.
Oh man,
you have to exceed double.
Exceed double. Dang it.
Yep. You almost
so
by
had
one by
6.
1 point. Yep. Oops.
Yeah.
So, but he is shaken, and I don't have any leaders over there. So, all right, that's mine. That's my action. Your impulse.
Okay. Yeah, let's see here. I'm going to pass.
Really? Actually, no. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, my action, we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4 and move him up there.
And I'm going to op fire on him from
that
guy right there. Yep. And that's all you've got there. So if I've got, I've got the MG34 in there. Nice.
Yep. So you've got 2 plus 1 is 3.
No leader.
Yeah, the leader's modifier doesn't come into play.
It's not the +1 -1, so
it's the +1 -1 for the movement. So you're still looking at a +3 to my +0.
Mm-hmm. I got a 6. You got a 5, so you're at a
beats me
+1.
by +1. Now, since 2 units are in this stack and you fired on the hex, I still have to roll for this unit that was in the hex already. Even though he got op fired at earlier, since I moved into the hex with him, he also has to suffer any other op fires that's going to be put into there. So both units have to make the morale test, and it's at a +1. Or it's at a 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. Oh. Okay, so he failed his morale test. He's shaken, which means casualty reduced. So he is going to be reduced to a half squad. Whoa!
What did you? What?
Oh, I've got it stuck on clone.
I'm like, come on, don't make it any harder for me. Come on, you don't get that many extra troops.
He reduces to a half squad, and since he was shaken, he remains shaken.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have to roll for the good squad that just
you can
moved
roll that
into
6
there.
again.
4 plus 1 is a 5. Made it that time. So.
Yeah, you guys saw it here. He's cheating. He's adding.
Yep. All of a sudden, a whole bunch of guards, half squads just showed up out of nowhere.
Okay.
All right. So that was.
I got to mark him fired. Hold on. I got to mark him fired. So let me grab that so I can mark him fired. Of course. That's okay. Is that I was talking? It just I've just got to get used to playing TTS, and I'll probably be just as good as I am with Vassal with it.
Oh yeah. Really they're two different divergent platforms that require two different skill sets, but really, when you get down to it, they're kind of pretty much easy. Both of them are pretty much easy to get the basic
just don't hit that flip button. That's all.
Yeah,
that does it. Which you can actually disable, by the way. So if you're ever worried about that, you can disable that. So
Yep. So yeah, that was my action. So over to your impulse.
Pass.
Okay. I am going to fire with this stack, Lieutenant Sobicon, and I'm going to fire at the infantry.
Okay, but this is where the what is it? -3 comes in?
No, not the -3 isn't there anymore because you fired.
Okay, I thought it was if it's longer than 2.
Okay, well, hang on.
-3.
Just let me take a look at that real quick. Target. Oh, that's the OFT. Stop looking at the OFT. Look at the DFT. I can't find that anymore. Oh, okay. Firing during night at a unit marked fired that is not within 2. Okay, yeah, you're right. Or within 6 X's if engaged with thermal, or not illuminated by a star shell.
Yep. So, and I'm assuming we don't have thermal unless the Soviets went into the future.
No thermals, and we don't have a star shell. So, yeah, firing during night. Yeah, so it will be a -3. So, and I'm firing at long range too.
Well, it's not long range for that DP.
For the DP-28, no, but it is long range for the actual guards unit. So they're reduced in half because it's at long range because their range is only 2. So that's a 1 plus a 1 is a 2, and then the leader's modifier is a 3. So that's all of my modifiers minus the 3 for the nighttime. So I'm looking at a 0.
Net 0.
And you
are in a building.
You are in a building.
+2, correct? Yeah, no, +3. It's a light wooden building.
It's a light construction building. So you've got a +3. I've got nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. And I got a 2.
And I got thank God I got the +3.
Yep, you got the 4 to my 3. So no effect. I am marked fired.
And I am going to fire my machine gun for my vehicle.
I really had hoped you were going to do
that. Okay, so that is a 2.
Yep. All right. So do you want to fire your ordnance?
No, I'm going to fire the machine gun.
Well, you can fire both.
Oh, okay. Then yes, I will. Yep.
Okay. So let's do the machine gun first.
First. Yep.
Okay.
That's a pretty much easy. That's a 2.
Yep.
That's it. That's a 2.
Well, you're also at the -3 for firing it over 2
right.
hexes.
So it's a -1.
And
One.
my modifier is a +3 because of the building.
Yeah. So this is probably not going to go well for me. Yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
It
Yep,
didn't.
nothing.
So,
However, you've still got the ordnance fire.
yep.
And
So
you've got 3 shots with the ordnance fire.
So in this case, the ordinance, it doesn't. It's there's is there no modifier for it for being
No,
out of range
there is okay for
or for the night?
okay for the nighttime. Let me check the DFT. I
Yeah.
don't think that is on the offensive fire table for the fire. I think that's just for infantry fire. Oh no, it is there as well.
Okay.
So yeah, you're going to have a +3 to your dice roll on that.
Okay. So I would need a. So if I'm looking at this, so range of 5 to hit number
Right.
7,
Right.
but there's a -3 to that one.
Right. And there's a -4 because, or -3 because of the wood building.
Mhm.
So technically, you're looking at a 2. However, you get acquisition for every time you shoot. And since you've got multiple rates of fire, so basically what it's going to be is your first dice roll is going to be a 2 or less on 2d6. But doing that, you'll get your first acquisition marker. And let me go ahead and pull an acquisition marker out so people can take a look at that.
Also, got a question for you when you get that. Chet Bell's got a question.
Okay.
It said, would Tony have been able to fire 2 shots of opportunity fire because you used 2 movement points in the wheat field?
Yes, you can do 1 opportunity fire for each movement. So technically, what he's talking about is when you did the first squad moved in. Or I'm guessing, I'm assuming. So since I spent 2 movement points to move into here, this guy and this guy could have activated on the first when the first unit moved in. Or Chet may have been thinking that when the second unit moved in, this unit and that unit could have fired because you could have rotated your turret. Although honestly, I wouldn't have done that because it's big.
No, it's pointed right where I want it to be. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So basically, your first dice roll of your 3 this turn is going to be at a 2, but you're going to get the acquiring marker on it, which gives you a +1. So your second dice is going to be a 3 or less. Your second shot is going to flip it over. Oh, that's acquiring. Let me get the right markers out.
Come on, Devin.
I
Be a
know,
professional
so
show
horrible.
here. Come on.
All right. So the first time you shoot, since you're using the A to the A, will be a -1. The second time you shoot will be at a -2. So your first dice roll is going to be a 2. Your third dice roll is going to be a 3 or less. Your third dice roll is going to be a 4 or less. So
Okay. So I need to roll snake eyes.
you need to roll a 2 or less, or a 3 or less, or a 4 or less in that order. Snake eyes at any point would help, yes.
Okay.
So the first one
And
is a
I got
miss.
5. So now can I fire again? Is that the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Since it has got a rate of fire of 3, that means
Yep.
every turn you can fire 3 times. So
Oh, okay.
you can shoot a second time, and now your to hit number is going to be a 3 because you've got the acquiring marker on it. And the third time you shoot, your to hit number is going to be a 4 because you've acquired it twice.
Okay, so I'm going to acquire again. So this one would be a 3 or less.
3 or less, correct.
Nope.
And then a 4 or less.
And then
yeah,
nope.
It's a little 20 millimeter trying to hit troops in
Yep.
a building. I mean,
Yep.
doesn't really surprise me. So
but that's also the nighttime rules too. It's
and the nighttime rules are in there. But the thing is, next turn he'll get to fire 3 times again, and since he's fully acquired, it's going to be 4s each time.
Yep.
So, and at that point, now you're looking at, all right, the odds are now really starting to go up that you're going to hit.
Mm-hmm.
If he's still alive. Now, I got
that guy left.
Lieutenant Zima with the ATR. Firing at the SDKVZ. I was hoping I needed to move as many of my units to try to draw as much of your fire so you would get the armored car to fire so I could pop at it with the anti-tank rifle. So if you would not have fired at me, I wouldn't have been able to take this shot like I am now. So, but oops, hit the flip. All right, so
You still get the 3 and the minus.
Oh
3.
yeah. No, it's still the
so
minus
it's
3
still
for
yeah.
nighttime. Yeah. All
Okay,
right.
so let me
So
go ahead and get on this as well. So I've got it blown up so everybody can see.
yep. So we're looking at a range of 3, which is the range we're looking at. My to hit is an 8, and it's going to be -3 for the nighttime, which will bring it down to a 5. However, Lieutenant Zima is there with his +1 modifier. We'll bring it back up to a 6. Now, if we were using the optional dice roll modifier table, which you and I were talking about before the game, that's over here on the turn track, the SDKVZ 231 is a +1, so it would be 1 harder for me to hit, but we didn't say we were using that. So we're looking at an 8 -3 for the night, which is a 5, +1 for Lieutenant Zima, which makes it a 6. And I only get 1 shot, not like the 3 shots your rapid fire 20 millimeter autocannon over there is popping out at me. So 7. That's a hit.
Okay. Wait, isn't this one less 5 or less? I can't remember that.
No, you need to roll higher.
Higher.
Or no,
Okay.
hang on.
This is the one where it's lower. It's
We...
melee is higher. Everything else is lower.
Right.
So
Yeah. You're right.
Yep.
So I was 8, 7, 6, 5, 6. So 6, yeah. So I missed by 1.
Yep.
All right. So I missed. So that's it for, and basically it was just that 1 squad that was holding the, and Lieutenant Zima, because I added his fire, his leadership modifier into it. So I basically have got 1 stack in, or 1 squad in there that hasn't.
So basically, we're looking when you need to roll lower or higher. Basically, the only time you need to roll higher is melee.
Yeah.
Everything else is lower. So get that in my brain, and we're good to go. So.
And I forget that half the time anyway. So. Good luck to all of you.
Yeah.
That's my action. You've got 1 squad left.
Yeah, and I'm going to pass. I'm not going to do anything with them.
And I am going to pass as well.
Okay, that's the end of that turn.
All right, pass over to you, and that ends. All right.
So do the acquisition stay?
The acquisition stays. The only time the acquisition will go away is if you move or the unit you're acquiring moves.
I don't think you're going to move.
I could. Not saying I
if
will,
you move,
but
then you move closer,
could.
and then I op fire, and then that's Now, do you get an acquire marker, by the way?
For the support weapon.
Jester brought that up.
Support weapon. Let me check. I'm not sure support weapons or squad support weapons get the acquisition. I think it's just ordnance-based actual ordnance-based weapons. Let me check that real quick. I always forget that. Let's check acquiring.
By the way, if you guys are interested, the rules are free. You just have to go to Lock and Load Publishing. The rules are free for the entire system.
Yep.
So the only thing you have to buy is the companion book, which I will be doing some videos on those.
Okay, when ordnance, including support weapon ordnance such as RPGs, Panzerfaust, Piats, and bazookas, fires and fails to destroy its target, place a -1 acquisition. So I do get the acquisition.
Jester, you are correct. Thank you very much.
Woo-hoo.
Thanks for playing.
Oh, Jester's usually right on his things. I mean, I don't know why people give him such a hard time about that and say bad things behind his back about him like that. He's normally on with the rules. All right, so we'll go ahead and put the B acquisition for the ATR and put the acquired target on there.
Yep.
And okay, we're at
turn 6
initiative. No, turn 7.
Oh, we are. Are we really?
Yep, it's turn 7 already.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm gonna keep it.
You little. I'm gonna roll.
I know.
Just to make the dice do its thing.
Just to make you feel good. You came
That's
close.
Actually. Yeah. Well, you were gonna go because I don't. Yeah. I didn't have it first last time, so now I'm kind of curious to see what you're gonna do here because this could be very, very interesting.
Well, let's see. Do either of us have any units that need to be rallied? I do, but he's not with a leader, so it's not like he's going to be doing anything, or I can't rally him.
Yeah.
And I won initiative, and the annoying thing is, we do have to lose the acquired markers. We lose sight because of nighttime. because of the nighttime, all that resets. Neither one of us are marked with fired markers anymore, so we can't acquire them, and we're out. Had
Oh,
we been within 2 hexes of each other, we would have been
stayed.
able to.
Yep.
Yeah, it
Okay,
would have stayed.
gotcha.
But since we're not within 2 hexes of each other,
That makes sense.
all right.
These
Well,
night rules, just you had to pick a night scenario,
I
Devin. You
did.
just had
I
to pick a night
did.
scenario.
Well, it's also one of the shorter scenarios.
Yeah. I did.
So
By the way, I did ask Devin to pick a scenario that he wanted to have fun, that would be fun, but that we could get done in one sitting. Because there's nothing like playing a game and then having to come back when you're playing against somebody. So it's kind of I wanted to be like, okay, let's get a scenario done. Let's do this. So okay. So
all right. So I
moved.
basically the shaken unit that was here, I went ahead and moved his 2 full movement points to move. Actually, you know what? What I'm going to do instead, because I keep telling people this all the time, if you're only moving 1 hex, get in the habit of low crawl.
Yeah, even though it's not going to make this time matter so much.
Yeah.
So
flips over to
I'm
you.
thinking, yeah, that's not a bad idea, chat. Player aid for nighttime rules.
It wouldn't be that long because there's
enough
nighttime
though.
rules.
Reading through it just for a reminder. I mean, there'd be enough, I think, for a good player aid there.
Well, that plus if you put the Star Shell rules on there. So.
Yeah. There's a couple things you could definitely add to it. So
yeah,
get on it, chat. You brought it up. Get on it. Okay. So it's still nighttime. I didn't spot you. You haven't fired with that one guy.
Okay, now we are mutually spotting each other right here because
so
we
when
are
you're
adjacent.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're adjacent, you're automatically spotted. This unit can see that guy because this guy is spotting him.
Gotcha.
This guy cannot see that guy because you haven't fired and you're in a building that requires me to spot. So the German squad can see the guards. These guys can see the guards because they're adjacent to this.
Well, you can kind of then you kind of know what I'm going to do then.
Well, yeah, no, it just makes sense.
Yeah. So we've got so if I explode this so I can see. So this one was the 3. Leader doesn't do anything.
Well, it's not that he doesn't do anything. It's just he doesn't have a modifier.
Excuse me. He doesn't do anything for this firing group. Is basically what it is. So
yep.
Mo's like, yeah, Lock and Load definitely needs another player aid card. I like that. That's good.
Well, our current 5.1 player aid pack is only 11 player aid cards.
Something like that. I mean, geez. Just see what comes in this box. Oh wait, you can just look at the unboxing in my channel. Hey, there we go. I plugged myself. Okay.
There you go.
There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna fire. So it's gonna be a 3 plus a die roll. You're not moving, so there's no modifier for me there. You get
Wheatfield doesn't give me anything. The biggest thing is you're at a -3 for firing at night.
Yep. Oh, because it's only that I'm over 2. It's 2 hexes.
That's right. That's only over 2 hexes. So yes, you are at a
3 plus die roll.
No, it should be more. Yeah. The MG is only a 2. So yeah, you're at a 3. I'm at nothing. So you're at a +3. I'm at a +0.
And I rolled a freaking 4.
And I rolled a 6 again.
And this is the last turn. Oh,
I'm sorry.
Okay, back to you.
However, I can't see them now, but it doesn't do me any good. However, let's go ahead and jump in here for a melee.
Yep.
2 to 1, no modifiers. I'm looking at a 6, and you're looking at an 8 back at me. No modifiers. And that's a 5. I get you. Can you kill me back?
Nope. Whoa, yeah. Yes. No. It has to be high. That's right. This is that higher.
Melee, it's got to be higher.
Dang it. I got excited there.
I know. I was excited for you as well. And let's see.
And I can't even fire in there now either.
Nope.
Crapola.
I mean, technically, you could use that guy to reinforce the melee, but at this point, why?
Because it would be next turn. It wouldn't be that time.
Yeah, it wouldn't be next turn, and this is the last turn. So that was my action jumping in there. So it's your action.
Jester said I should have meleeed out of the building. We would have been in the same situation, basically.
Well, no, if you'd have taken this guy and meleeed into here, that would have locked me from being able to move into there because he
Yes.
locks melee.
Oh, yeah, I got you. Okay,
And the
yeah.
only way for me then to get to this building would have been Sobacon or these guys, which would have been running right next to
Yeah. Okay.
that armored car,
I
which would
see.
have
I
been a
see.
bad
I see where
idea.
that would. I would have probably lost the guy no matter what.
But
My hope. My hope.
you would have locked me in combat, and I wouldn't have been able to move out.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing you always
Yeah.
got to remember about melee is that once you jump into melee, boom, that hex is done.
I see.
For
That's
the turn.
not. That's new. That's a new concept to me. So
no,
yeah,
I totally get it. Believe me, I understand. Totally get it.
You know, that's a newer concept to me. So I even on the on my plays with Heroes of the Falklands, we never got to melee because we were just shooting so far from each other. So you know,
well, and sometimes there are scenarios where you're set up where it's just not practical that you're going to get close to each other.
Or
so
the only melee I did was against a sniper, and that's an automatic.
Yeah, that's because snipers, as powerful as snipers are, they are a non-melee eligible unit.
I've never thought about locking them in place to keep them from moving. So.
It's a trick you should really,
I've just learned the hard way.
Well, how many times has Mitch done that to you in ATS? So
never, because it just doesn't work that way.
Well, no. How many times has Mitch taught you a lesson by smacking you around the head and shoulders?
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is this is live, so everybody can learn from my mistakes. So you guys are welcome. You guys are welcome.
And honestly, as much as I've played with other people, you're not the first person that doesn't realize or hasn't been as aware that melee is really good for locking units down. Sometimes if it's in like the last couple turns and I need to slow someone down, I'll throw a unit that I know is going to lose in a melee just to stop that hex from moving.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh yeah.
Never thought of that as a tactic. So I definitely find that extremely interesting. So.
Yep.
Okay,
anyways,
so it's my turn. I'm passing.
It's your impulse.
Yeah,
you know
I'm
what?
passing.
I'm passing.
Oh, well, then I'm going to pass because I'm not going to fire at you because it's just almost pointless. So
that ends the game.
Yep. So how badly? So I get 15 points for buildings and you get 6 points for buildings to start off. No, I get 9 points. 9 points. Sorry. So I get 9 points and you get 6 points. And I think
and you get 3 points. Oh no, 2.5 because there was a half squad out there. So 2.5, and I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So technically that's a win with me. Yeah.
Yeah, 15 to 11 in
something like that. Yep. It
wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to
be.
No,
it was real. This really does come down to control of the buildings, and this one it's kind of slightly the guards have a slight advantage because they've got that 2 firepower. Most of the times when I play tested this or my playtesters play tested this, they would do everything they could to keep the guards away from hand-to-hand combat just because of the massive bonus. It's a 2-to-1 with 1 squad on 1 squad.
Yeah.
And so the Germans are going to lose a lot of squads that way. The Germans really need to set up and get themselves into positions where they can put a lot of op fire as the Soviets come to them. Now, when you first came out of the foxholes and started coming at me over here, that was kind of, it's like, Tony doesn't realize how bad it's going to get in melee. Because most of the time, and honestly, you'll probably never make this mistake again. So it's a good lesson to learn.
Yeah.
In this one, the Germans usually will put up kind of a cordon of the foxholes back here, maybe 1 or 2 just to slow down the Soviets a little bit. But they will try to set up as much mutually beneficial fields of fire, like maybe a foxhole here because that covers this way. Maybe also a foxhole here because that covers this way. And since the Soviets have to come to you, at least you're getting, the point. You wait till they get to point blank range. You get the +2 for that. If they're not in the weed fields, they get the +1 for the moving. So yeah, it's for this one. The Germans have kind of got to play patty cake and keep away.
Yeah. So if I would have locked your guy in, I would have won this one. Is that
Yes,
building made the
yes,
difference?
that building made the difference. Had you moved your trooper in and locked me here, then it would
I
have
would have still had
been
control.
14 and a half to
12.
12.
Yep.
Yep, is that one building hex.
That one building. But
Yep.
that's the sign of a good scenario. Honestly,
Yep.
if one thing at the end of the game makes the difference, to me, that's a good scenario because that means it was a competition all
And
along.
honestly, had you been a little bit more aware
Mhm.
of the
The
melee,
hand-to-hand.
the
Yep.
effects of melees, you'd have jumped in there in a heartbeat and stopped me from moving in there.
I'm never going to live this up, by the way, to Jester because he was right and I would have won. I'm never going to live this up. Luckily, he has to go get his daughter married. I won't be on tomorrow. I'm going up. So next week, it's on my channel. And
He'll forget about it by next week.
yeah, yeah. Wait, it might be 2 weeks. Oh no, I might have to deal with it in 2 weeks. Oh no, no, no. He is like an elephant that he never forgets. Never, never. So, and it's not the fact that I lost. You know, that was, but it was because yeah, because he told me what to do, and I would have won if it wouldn't have been. So yeah, I love my Jester. Jester's a good guy. I
Kirk
like
is,
him.
yep, he's
He's
good.
fun. He's
He's
fun.
good
Yeah, him
people.
and Ruff, we have a great time on the War Room. Blue Tweez is supposed to be in my space tomorrow, so
Oh, very cool.
yeah,
Very
we are
cool.
having one last weekend out with friends of ours at a lake house tomorrow before the summer ends. So, and I'm a little nervous because it's going to be cold water because it's been cooler here. So I think the lake's going to be a little bit chilly.
Right.
But well, Devin, thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. No, it was a blast. I was glad to show off your designs here. And this scenario was a lot of fun. You were right. This scenario was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy it. I wish I've learned some lessons on that one for sure. So
Well, that is all I can hope for, is being able to pass on some of my vast amount of tactical knowledge, which really, when you get back down to it, isn't that much. It's just I know a couple tricks.
yeah. Jester just said on the 17th we will talk about this. So I'm in trouble. I have to go. I have to go report to my general and explain why I died, why I lost the battle. So, guys, thanks for joining in. I hope you guys had a fun time. I had a blast with it. Devin, thank you. Everybody in the chat. David, thank you for giving me a first look at this. And I will tell you that my sometimes within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I will be using the solo assistant for this module that comes with this module. And going through how that works, and going to have a couple good scenarios to work on this one. I will not do this scenario. I will do a different scenario just to kind of give an option to show different scenarios out there. Probably get something with some tanks or something on that one. So, so that'll be good. So with that, Devin, I want to thank you very much. And to everybody else, we'll see you around.
Oh, well, real quick before we go, Tim
Yep.
Zales was asking, where's his copy of Point Blank? If you're in the States and you've ordered it, it should be in the mail already. If you're overseas over at the continent, we're getting ready to send Second Chance games. Shipment that should go out Monday or Tuesday.
Okay, cool. So there you go. Yeah, Point Blank, guys. That's another great game that came out. I really enjoyed that one too. Devin, we did a little bit of a play on that one, and then I'll tell you what. That's just it got going. Like first turn was really slow, but as I started to understand the game a little bit more, those turns and hands just flew back and forth. It was really good.
That's the thing with Point Blank. Once you learn the iconography, and realize what the different icons can do for you, it's real easy to flow through that game real quick.
Okay, well, sounds good. Anything else? Any last words, Devin? There's still late pledges for this, isn't there?
Yes, late pledges is still going on. Probably will be going on for, at least another month.
Okay, good.
But yeah, we've sent the final proofs off to Amy with the final corrections that we needed to make change, and probably will be starting printing next week. figure 4 to 6 weeks for it to print, and then another 2 months for it to get onto the boat and shipped out to us. We are hoping to have this in by late November, early December, so right around Christmas time. It should be hitting people's tables right around Christmas time.
Oh, that'll be good. It'll be good to see a
Yes.
lot of this. Definitely,
Yes.
definitely. So, okay. Well, thanks a lot, Devin. I'm gonna say farewell, and everybody have a great day. Bye.
See ya.